Say hi to my little friend.
I read many books this year. I could now tell you how beneficial and improving it was for me, how you need to read books, but you have heard it so many times, there is no point in repeating that. So, straight to the point. These are the books that influenced me the most in 2022. Starting with the fifth one, we have Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. The translation of the notes of Marcus Aurelius, in which he dives into the philosophy of Stoicism. His teachings focus on one's nature, attitude, or even improvement. Although I'm not a Stoic, I recommend this book to anybody. Nevertheless, it is fairly difficult to read, so pick the one with the best translation for you. I gave this book 8.5 out of 10. It is a historically important book on which you can build your mindset of Stoicism. Moving on, the fourth one is Show Your Work by Kleon. This is for anyone who is thinking about starting your own personal brand on social media. It shows you 10 arguments why you should show what you do. It is fairly short, it takes half an hour to read. It has pretty artworks in it and it is generally fun to read. I gave this book 9 out of 10. I can say that this book was the turning point in my deciding whether to start my YouTube channel and my personal brand or not. The bronze medal goes to Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. This book describes two systems of reasoning. The first one, which is automatic reasoning, and the second one, which is logical reasoning. It taught me how to observe situations, and it changed how I look at the cryptocurrencies and stock market. It is a difficult book. It is hard to read, but it's worth it. I gave this book 9 out of 10. It develops your critical thinking and it can help you to make better decisions in your life. The silver medal goes to my personal love, The Godfather by Mario Puzo. This might be more subjective because I'm really in love with this book. It is a crime novel depicting a Sicilian mafia throughout 20th century in New York. Although it is a fiction, you can actually learn many lessons from it. It is roughly around 600 pages, but I read it faster than any other 200 pages book. I gave this book 9.5 out of 10, and if it would be me personally, I would give it 10 out of 10. Nevertheless, I want to stay somehow objective, and there are just books that can give you more. Like, for example, the best book that I read or actually reread in 2022, Golden Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. I read it in Slovak, and it is probably one of my most favorite, if not my most favorite book of all time. It is fairly short, it takes 1 maybe 2 hours to read, and it is brilliant. I'm sure you were exposed to this book when you were a child, yet it gave me another message every time I read it. It is metaphorical, yet it can be read even by a child. I gave it 10 out of 10. It deserves it. Trust me, give it another try. And that's it. If you want to see more about the books I read, go check my Instagram, Library of Barbirik. And the last thing, Happy New Year.